Brown is allegedly overheard making vulgar statements such as, "Ooh, shit," on the air. "Ooh, shit, I have been telling my boys to bring somebody home like this for my daughter-in-law, for a daughter-in-law." He also said, I would feel good. No, he says, "I would feel well, they blooped it out. I would feel goddamn good," is what he said. He then reportedly states, "And look, I need a granddaughter like you," as he hugs one of the young women close to his body. When one of the men filming Brown quipped, "Guess what, Judge? I'm not guilty," he readily responded, "Fuck that shit. I quit. I don't do that bullshit anymore. I'm about making a lot of money behind entertainment." Now, I watched the video, and he said, and I had to watch the video to see if this is the stuff he said. He said a whole lot more, but again, I'm just buying time, getting people to come into the line here. But I ain't never liked him anyway, so I don't even really care. I don't even really care because he always, for me, he was always, you could tell he was over-exaggerated. He was Hollywood, I guess. That's how it was for me, which they all are, but I just didn't like the way he, that's just my personal opinion about him. But if y'all, give a damn or want to say anything about it, you can. I don't know. You know what, though? Let me say this before I pass it on. Let me say this. One thing I didn't like what he said was when he said, I look like he says, "I need a granddaughter like you." I want to know what the hell does that mean?
Right.
When he tells this sister, "I need a granddaughter like you," and then I'm watching the video, he says this to her, and then he grabs her clothes and sets them on his lap.
Yeah.
So that wasn't too cool. And granted, he was drunk. In the video, he had been drinking and stuff, but still, I don't. All this child molestation and shit, I'm sorry, this raping that's going on with our children, I just didn't think that was a cool thing to say about
right.
You want a granddaughter like her. What does that mean? So that right there really kind of, out of everything he said, that kind of grabbed my attention, like this old nasty bastard. But anyway, anybody can say anything, so we can move on.
Well, I would say I have not really been a fan of his either. He's very, very degrading to women. Like, and and for those of you who are familiar with his show, I've seen it numerous times. My grandmother watches it faithfully every day. So I've had my share of Judge Joe Brown. And he normally, if the women, especially the sisters, if they're on there younger, maybe, dressed a certain manner, he kind of like insinuates that they're gold diggers, strippers, things of that sort. And then if you're looking at the video and you see the sister he all up on and hugging all close to him that looks like she's in her early 20s, has tattoos all over, you can kind of tell she looks like she could be in the adult entertainment industry. So the way he degrades the sisters, like normally he, paints them as these gold diggers and always awards the men, for those of you who are familiar with him, because I've seen it, and my mama can't stand him because of that reason alone. And it's just ironic how he would be, I guess he wouldn't have respect. And then he said something about F's, B-I-T-C-H's, or something like that, something with the B word in there.
Yeah, he was very disrespectful. And also, I forgot to mention this part, when he pulled out his smartphone to show the cameraman a picture of his 50-year-old wife, and he said he don't deal with ugly women. And so when he turned the phone around, y'all, I don't know if y'all care or not, but he is married to a Caucasian. And he said that's...
I didn't know that. I figured...
All right, so I got to break in right here. Check this out, right? So this dude, he's real pompous, though. And it's like he made his living probably by putting his own people in prison. So you already know this person already. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, man, he has a lot to say. It's like he's on his high horse because they allow him to be. You had to be somebody's lapdog to get into your position anyway, because they ain't going to allow no righteous brothers in order to get into their system, period. And they ain't going to allow no one that's going to turn around and say anything like, I got to, the other dude, Judge Mathis, at least he keeps a little bit more real where he says, like, listen, I'm from the streets, I understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And he says that. This dude is the complete opposite. He's one of those who's even harder on his own. And it's like, you see that he's going against his own women, but you don't see him blasting these freaking old fays that come in there that be straight white trash, dressed the same way. You know? You only go against his own. That's really what it is. And then he's married to an old face too on top of that.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that part. I figured I should have known, though, that he was. But he's right. He does go extra hard. Like, he stereotypes the sisters and brothers that comes onto the show. So I'm not surprised, but what surprised me, though, is the way he over this sister, that clearly looks like she, she had, I only saw a portion of it, but the sister had tattoos, like, literally all over her body. And if he would have crowned her if she was on his show, but he all up on her, hugging all up on her and stuff, and degrading her, in a way. So I'm not surprised.
Well, he said he about making it entertainment, so,
right.
What it is.
Yeah, that's all right.
Dr. Yaffa, you got a story you want to drop in here, sister?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. I get so much mail and stuff here. I'm sure there's a lot to tell, but, I'm going to roll with it for a minute unless something comes on my head. Huh?
I was going to say, it's like double dutch, jump in. We're going to keep turning the rope and just come on in. Okay.
All right.
King Will, do you have a story for us?
Yeah, man, I got two things, but the one thing I really want to get on is about this 50 years thing. I have what do you call that? I have Sister Kenya bring up my other thing later, but this 50 years of this marching thing, I put it this way. We further back than we was back then, I think, because we have less. I'm talking about Martin Luther King Jr., of course, where he did his speech and all that down in the Capitol, and what the hell did it get us? We further back right now because they done blurred the lines and all that stuff. And, we got a so-called integrated society, but we even see that even these half-breeds is still getting their asses beat out here in the street. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard a KKK sit there and say, hold up a second, we only going to kill half of this nigga because he only half a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the pigs sit there stopping somebody and be like, okay, we only stopping half of you. The other half of you can go along. It's like people think they can fuck away racism. It ain't going to happen. It's like, you got these people who march along, they're thinking it's like, all right, well, you want some credit for doing the right thing. That's like a child being in somebody else's house. They didn't do any work or anything like that. They talk about, I washed the dishes. You didn't buy the groceries. You didn't cook. You didn't do none of that. But you want
you wash dishes, though.
Yeah, you want praise and a pat on the back because you washed the dishes. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Every shot came from us anyway. You talk about you want the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't understand. Why do you want them? Why do you want a pat on the back for doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. That's what it is. I was going to say, you talking about, I didn't really get off into that. I know I saw President Obama was supposed to be saying something about or doing a speech about Dr. King or something, but I didn't even really get too deep into what he was talking about because I don't really do politics well. So I stay away from that. But I did want to say this. Y'all need to tune in on Sunday because I have a special guest on Sunday. I'll think about if I want to announce it or not. But if I don't announce it, make sure you tune in Sunday. It's going to tie in with what he just said about the march.
The marching.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting guest. I think you all want to hear this. I might tell you before the night's over. I don't know yet. But anyway, I want you to go ahead, and you said you had another story. So, KJ.
I was going to say,
got people holding on to get on the round table. That's why I was saying we're going to get both your stories together so we can just tackle them both.
Oh, you want to go ahead and get it now?
Yeah. For time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let me find it.
Oh, we're supposed to be in the
I didn't know we were doing them both at the same time. I thought we were going around. But the story that he wanted to talk about has to do with the let me see. Okay, here it is. New York cop punches Rochester woman, pregnant woman, in the head. And, of course, she was a sister. Yesterday, a video surfaced on the Internet of what appears to be a Rochester police officer attempting to arrest a young woman and a young man while on residential property. All of the details surrounding the arrest are still unclear, but what's very evident is an excessive force used by one of the officers to subdue the young woman, who hysterically cried and screamed out that she was pregnant. "I'm pregnant, get off of me. You are killing my baby," this woman yelled, and the officer ordered her to put her hands behind her back. About 48 seconds into the video, the officer shockingly throws the woman, who has been identified as 21-year-old Brenda Hardway, up against the banister, punches her in the head, and tackles her to the ground. "My baby, no, my baby, please," she pleads to the officer, who appears to be putting her in a headlock as her family hysterically cries for help in the background. According to the Democrat Chronicles, the officer shown in the video is Lucas Cole. The incident reportedly occurred after the officer tried to arrest another person and Brenda intervened. The police claimed that Brenda was arrested because she threatened to use a can of pepper spray on them. But her mother, Claire Taylor, claimed she didn't even have pepper spray on her at the time. Brenda's 16-year-old brother, who can also be seen apprehended by the officers, revealed that his sister didn't want the officers to put her hands behind her back because she was 6 months pregnant in fear of falling forward. Wow, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna finish it up. So far, there has been no word on what's being done about the brutality demonstrated by Officer Cool, but Brenda has been charged with second-degree assault, resisting arrest, unlawful possession of a noxious material, and third-degree macing. Oh, and in case you're wondering, the police were called to the home by the neighbor who overheard the family dispute. Wow. Y'all see what she was charged with, but in the video, she didn't do nothing, didn't have no mace.
I didn't see it either.
All right. So here's the point of that, because that's the story I'm bringing up. All right, you got all these people standing around, all this nonviolent stuff we talk about. See, we threaten each other. We talk about we're going to do this, that, the other. And you turn into your oppressor as if they actually have some sort of freaking power over you to help you. And what do? They turn around and they victimize you. And it's like, yo, they ain't going by the law. They ain't going to follow the law, so why are you? Why are you following their laws that they don't even follow? I mean, you're not even subject to them unless you contract in. I mean, and I'm glad Dr. Yaffa is on so she can clear up some of this stuff herself because she knows more about it than I do. But it's like, yo, I'm not subject to your law. You put your hands on one of my sisters. I don't give a fuck if you wearing a piece of metal on your chest. I'll put some more metal on you. I'm saying, should I say in you? Fuck all that. I'm saying, so-called authority, and they just sitting there watching and talking, and ain't nobody popping off, and it's like people talk about, oh, that's just going to bring more violence and all this other stuff. Yo, did it stop them from from punching a pregnant woman in the back of the head while she's in handcuffs? Did that stop him? I mean, you're talking about it? I mean, come on now. It don't make no sense to me. I mean, it's